All right, there it goes. Hello, everybody, and good morning. This is video 658. It's going to be about a topic that may not be very interesting, but as it is one turns at middle age and it's my life, I guess I feel the need to record it. I passed my first kidney stone a day ago, and of course, the way that it happened, I was sitting down to go to the bathroom. I had not been feeling good for a couple of days. I knew something was up, I didn't know what it was. And I sat down to go to the bathroom, and it was like a cork coming out of the bottle. I pressed, and I felt, change of pressure, and pee came out of me like, water out of a water pistol, a squirt gun, and I just felt this like pop, and there was a lot of blood, and of course, my first thought was, oh my gosh, this is something related to my surgery. Since I've had GCS and something was wrong with my urethra. Oh my gosh, I'm bleeding, I'm bleeding. And then as time went on, I just came to my senses and did a little bit of research. And as it turns out, I just passed a kidney stone. I hope. um, Post symptoms, really just hurting when I pee. That was the biggest thing, and some blood. And even a day later, when I go to the bathroom, when I pee, I still have a little bit of blood coming out. And I just think that's from when whatever it was, I'm going to say it was a kidney stone, passed through the hole. It probably ripped it through. I know that's probably TMI, too much information, but it tore it. And so I'm bleeding. Um, I'm wearing pads and getting a little bit of the what I assume, and I may piss some people off by saying this, but the monthly menstruation where you go and you sit on the toilet and blood comes out. And I realized it's not the same thing, different organs, different functions at work. It's not through the pee hole, it's through a different hole. But having to wipe and you have blood, having to wear a pad, change your pads because of blood and everything. So I thought I would share that. Harry Kitty is sitting up there. Sentry. Um, Life big issues. I'm still looking for a better job. I'm happy with my current job. I work for Dollar Tree as an assistant manager. I'm very happy with it. I love working retail. I spent 20 years working, or 19 years rather, working in the corporate environment and stuck in a cube, you know, worried about, not worried about, but the emails and everything I had gotten was about, trying to make 3/4 of a percentage point in profit for the year and how it was going to affect the company and corporation this, and so much just fear and anxiety over half, quarter of a percentage point of profit. And then it turns out my position was done away with. I was someone who was made way too much money, and so the company decided, I was one of many, many people in my area that got let go. And, magically the company made profit that year, because they cut expenses. So I'm a little leery of working for corporate America again, but I continue to apply because that's what I have so much experience in. But I'm just beginning to wonder if maybe God, if there is a God, if you believe in a God, God or cosmic influence just kind of saying, hey, corporate America is not for you. You've done really well in retail. Go the retail route. This morning I saw a position with Hobby Lobby as an assistant manager, and they offer benefits, way more money, and probably way more stability. So we'll see kind of what happens. It doesn't hurt to apply, and that's something that I definitely have learned in the last year. It doesn't hurt to apply to a position. It doesn't cost you anything. You're just sending your resume. And if they like what they see, they'll contact you back. It doesn't cost you anything to apply. Right? right? Oh, here comes Harry Kitty. He's going to come say hello or goodbye. Um, you know, and I was talking with one of the cashiers the other day at Dollar Tree, who's a college grad, and they were talking about what they were going to do with their degree and how they were going to make so much money and everything. And I just kind of nodded my head and said, "Well, good luck to you." Um, it's I don't know. With 19 years experience, it's hard for me to find a job. I can't. I can only hope for someone who has less experience that they find a job, and probably maybe the amount of money. I don't know. I lowered my salary expectations to the bare minimum, and I can't seem to find a corporate job. So, but you never know. They might have what it takes. Again, you never know. You apply. It doesn't cost you anything. Send in your application and whatnot. I think a mistake that I made last year, as recently as 6 months ago, was I would spend all my day looking for a job. I didn't have a job, and I would spend all my day looking for a job, and it would be 5 o'clock, and I would feel so defeated and not wanting to do anything. And the lesson that I've learned is don't spend all day doing it. I have an algorithm I follow every day now, and it kicks me off. I only spend an hour or two looking for a job, and then I get up and do something else. With a change in weather, I'm going to be able to go outside and exercise. Like I said, I've learned not to spend all day doing it. And then the other thing is having a job. It gets you up, it gets you moving, gets your brain thinking. You can't spend all day looking for a job. And I think, again, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, that was a problem I had. I had all day to look for a job. And of course, you apply and you apply and you get rejection letters and you start to take it personally. And you're like, well, what's wrong with me? My resume is good, my cover letter is good, my references are good. I'm a good candidate. What's wrong with me? Why is no one, taking with me? I do feel there is a bit of age discrimination going on. A corporate office. My experience interviewing, I'd interview with people that are, I would almost say, half my age, and they've been in their position for 3 months or a year, and I'm like, well, I worked 19 years here. I worked 10 years here. I worked 7 years here. And it's like, I feel like there's a bit of job discrimination or age discrimination. Of course, you can't prove it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a bad candidate. I don't know. Maybe there's something about me that's just wrong. We can hope not. But another thing I would pass on about jobs, much like relationships, it's a numbers game. The more applications you can put out, quality applications, the more likely you are. The cliche is, if you throw enough spaghetti at the wall, some of it'll stick. I think the real one is if you throw enough shit at the wall, some of it'll stick. And it's just a numbers game. You just got to get out there and apply. I can remember back when I looked at working for American Insurance Life Corporation, and I got my insurance certificate so I could sell in life insurance. Again, it was a numbers game, and statistically, it was like out of 100, 11, you might get 11 sales leads, and out of that, you might get one or two sales. And so, if you're not putting out, if you put out 100, if you cast out 100 lines, knowing that 10 of them you're gonna get feedback on, and maybe one or two of them is going to be a sale, then in order to survive, you need to be putting out 100, 200, 300, 400 lines, right? You can't just stop at 30 or 10 or 1. You have to keep going. And the one mistake that I make is I find a job that I really, really like, and I'm like, well, I'm holding out for this job, and if nothing materializes, then I've kind of screwed myself over for those other opportunities. So again, I've learned keep casting. So on that note, I realize it doesn't have much to do with trans issues, but who knows, maybe you are a trans person and you're looking for a job and you're, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I know there are some companies that kind of are anti-gay, anti-trans, anti-whatever, companies like Chick-fil-A. I kind of think Hobby Lobby has a bit of, I'm going to have to do some research on that. It wouldn't stop me from working there, to be honest with you. You can't eat pride. You got to have money on the table, and when you're a parent, you've got to provide for your child. So, maybe it's one of those things you can change the organization within. Not that I'm going to go to work wearing, the pink and blue trans flag and whatever. You know what I mean. That's not as important to me right now as getting a job. So, all right, my friends. Again, sorry, we kind of devered from the topic, but just kind of giving an update. I hope all is cool in your neck of the woods, and regardless of where you are, and you're part of this wonderful, wonderful journey that we go through. That can be painful at times. I'm thinking of electrolysis. Later this week, we'll continue on up here for me, which probably you can't see much hair, but I can feel it. If I go like this, and like this, I've got those little translucent hairs that are little boogers are very resistant to, laser doesn't do a squat because they're translucent. It doesn't fry the root. So we're down to just electrolysis. Got to do electrolysis now. And so that's my later in the week is going to go back to this area, which is, as you know, muy painful, very painful. So anyway, good luck to you in your journey. Best of luck in becoming your authentic self as you define it. Don't let other people tell you what it is to be trans or women or whatnot. Find out for yourself, and find out for yourself who you want to be. That's half this fun. All right, till next time. Good luck.